You know, it's a good thing when you know exactly who you are. I think the Philadelphia Eagles know exactly who they are. You know, we feel the disrespect. We feel the lack of accolades rolling our way. Guys are practicing. Guys are hungry. And, you know, I feel like we about to purge on Purdy. I've been saying it all week. I really feel good about this pass rush against Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy has shown some tendencies. The more and more I watch the film, Brock Purdy has shown the tendency to escape the pocket and run for his life, and he is terrible going to the left. Terrible rolling out to his left. You see him rolling out to his left on this play right here. You know what I mean? J.J. Watt, the intelligence of J.J. Watt. To come around and go through the middle and make this guy evade, you know, kind of reminds me of a play we saw last week from Hassan Reddick. The intelligence to understand that they are trying to chip block me. They are trying to double team me. So let me loop around and let me get in the face of the quarterback. Let me wreak havoc on the quarterback. Let me get in his face. The Eagles are going to have themselves a day. A day. This is Brock Purdy again, rolling out to his left. Don't really like it. He bails out a lot to that left. That's a throw a lot of quarterbacks can make, but Brock Purdy is not that guy throwing to the left. I feel like our defensive coordinator's got a scheme for this, man. I feel like I feel like when you look at the tape, the way he goes backwards and runs to the left. Oh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lord Brunson back at you with the back at you, and I'm the best reporting on the Eagles. Before we get into the meat and potatoes, I got to let y'all know that this video is brought to you by Print Champs. Listen, you can still overnight your hurt season hat. Do whatever you got to do. LB Crest approved, playoff green approved. Got something special coming after we win the game. It's going down, man. I can't wait to keep y'all in the loop with all of those things as well. But let's talk about it real quick, man. You know, we pose a different threat to Brock Purdy that I don't think a lot of people are understanding. First of all, I want to point out that I'm very confident in this game. I'm very confident that the Eagles will be going to the Super Bowl after we beat the San Francisco 49ers. I want to make a few things clear here. I'm not sleeping on the San Francisco 49ers. I know that that's a hell of a ball club. I know that they got what it takes, you know what I mean, to potentially win this game. We just got a couple wild cards in our back pocket. First of all, let's really talk about, you know, the 2017 game real quick. In 2017, the Philadelphia Eagles went up against the #1 ranked defense. Very similar situation with the backup quarterback, without a 1,000-yard receiver. You know what I'm saying? With the backup quarterback, without a 1,000-yard receiver, what did we have to mitigate the #1 defense in the league? One of the best offensive lines in the league. We still have that today. Not only do we have the best offensive line in the league, we have 2,000-yard receivers. And that seems to be the Achilles heel, if you want to be for real about the San Francisco 49ers. Think about the last two playoff games. CeeDee Lamb, 10 receptions over 100 yards. DK Metcalf, 10 receptions over 130 yards, 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Those guys, you know, kind of have a hard time stopping, you know, your wide receiver one. They really do. You know what I mean? And I believe that Jalen Hurts is going to be able to exploit the matchups. He has to. You know what I mean? He has to exploit the matchups in this game. There will be opportunities for one-on-one throws. He's been making them all year. There's no reason to believe that Jalen Hurts can't continue to do that. But even with that, that's not the real reason why I'm extremely confident in this game. Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers so far, since Brock Purdy has been starting, has only played one team with a top 12 pass rush. That came against the Dallas Cowboys in the divisional round. That's the only top 12 pass rush that Brock Purdy has seen. Now, if you want to go ahead and compare, you know what I'm saying? If you want to compare the San Francisco 49ers pass rushers to the Philadelphia Eagles pass rushers, I think you'll find yourself looking a little crazy. Nick Bosa, we know he got the 18.5. The next guy after Nick Bosa got 5 sacks. It's not even worth really mentioning, you know what I mean, anybody besides Nick Bosa. You look at the Philadelphia Eagles, 16 for Hassan Reddick, 11 for Brandon Graham, 11 for Javon Hargrave, 11 for Josh Sweat, and 7 for Fletcher Cox. Fletcher Cox would be second on the San Francisco 49ers roster in sack total. Second. He would be second, only behind Nick Bosa. You know what I mean? With the Philadelphia Eagles, he's 5th. That should let you know why we're getting to why I'm extremely confident in this game. We have 4 guys with almost 50 sacks. 4 guys with almost 50 sacks who are going to be hunting for Brock Purdy. The tape that I showed you earlier in the video explains why I think it's important to keep your motor running high and, you know, in pursuit of Brock Purdy in passing situations. I don't think the 49ers want to put the ball in Brock Purdy's hands with this pass rush. He has never saw a pass rush like he's about to see. This is about to be Brock Purdy's welcome to the NFL moment. Unfortunately for Brock Purdy, it's going to come in a championship game. That's the only unfortunate thing about this scenario. So I'm not confident because we have the better quarterback. We got the better receiving core. They got a very weak secondary, in my opinion. I'm not confident because of that. I'm confident because I feel like the Philadelphia Eagles are absolutely going to feast and purge on the bones of Brock Purdy. Think about it. This defensive pass rush has had 70 sacks on the season. I think that's like top 5 NFL history, something like that. Brandon Graham was snubbed. Hassan Reddick was snubbed. Javon Hargrave was snubbed. The league talk about Fletcher Cox like he's some type of man missing. Robert Quinn is just now getting back into the thick of things. Josh Sweat is young and hungry as ever. And Brock Purdy is standing in the way of a Super Bowl. Not to mention you still have Jordan Davis. You still have Ndamukong Suh. You still have Linval Joseph. Listen, we got our work cut out for us. But this ain't no work that we can't do, man. I'm feeling real good about this matchup. Real good. I went on Twitter and said I think the Eagles might blow these guys out. We might blow the 49ers out on Sunday. It's not far-fetched to me at all. I'm not scared. I'm not one of them dudes. I've never been. Y'all know me. If we don't blow them out, we don't. But can we? Yes. We've seen us blow guys out, the #1 defense in the NFC Championship before. What makes the 49ers more scary than the Vikings? Because on paper, the Vikings were better. I think they gave up less passing touchdowns. I think they gave up less rushing touchdowns. They might have even gave up less yards. These guys ain't nobody to be scared about, man. We're going to be cautious. We're going to be worried. We're going to play our game, and we're going to go to the Super Bowl. Let's get into the injury report for this Thursday. James Bradbury, rest. A.J. Brown, rest. Fletcher Cox, rest. Landon Dickerson, rest. Brandon Graham, rest. Lane Johnson, groin, rest. Jason Kelsey, rest. Avonte Maddox was limited. Limited participant, toe. Robert Quinn, rest. Limited participants, you know what I mean? Isaac Seumalo, rest. Darius Slade, rest. Josh Sweat, rest. You want to know who didn't rest? Hassan Reddick is not on this list. Let me double check. Hassan Reddick is not on this list for rest. Not on this list for rest. You want to know who didn't rest? A.J. Brown is not on this list for rest. In fact, A.J. Brown did rest. You know what I mean? Certain guys aren't resting. Because certain guys, not saying that, I don't want to make a big deal about the rest thing. But if it's somebody that deserves rest, it would be the guy who lead the team in sacks in a historical season. That says a lot about Hassan Reddick, the fact that he's not resting. He's taking this disrespect serious. My X factor for the game is Hassan Reddick. Let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. This game going to be crazy. We're 60 minutes away from the Super Bowl. I can't wait.